Business management of Jamaica's national affairs in the 2022-2023 fiscal year will be financed by a budget of $912 billion. It comprises $539.5 billion for non-debt or recurring expenses, $65.1 billion in capital spending, and $307.5 billion for debt servicing.
The government's efforts to enhance the pace of recovery in fiscal year 2022-23 will be effected through utilization of normal revenue flows to target growth-enhancing activities.
The Ministry of Finance and the Public Service receives a sizable increase to its operating expenses. Under recurrent spending, $20.9 million of the $22.6 billion contingency provision has been reserved to meet the cost of anticipated adjustments in public sector wages, stemming from the compensation review process. The Finance Ministry also increased funding for its scholarship program by $11.5 million. $21 million has been allocated to plan, design, and develop a proposal for a national policy and plan of action on international migration and development. Work will increase under Vision 2030, the country's national development plan project, with $73 million, an increase of $20.5 million.
With the economic recovery underway, we're seeking to boost capital investment in fiscal year 22-23 by 20%.
The ministry's $9 billion capital budget is funded by the government and the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. $290.5 million will be spent on initiatives to strengthen the business environment for private sector investment. Similar interventions will be pursued under the Jamaica Business Environment Reforms Project managed by JAMPRO. And $5.3 billion is budgeted through the contingency provision for projects that are approved for implementation under the public investment system.
And we do this in order to ensure that the growth momentum is maintained.
On the matter of building resilience against climate change, a combined $439.5 million has been set aside for special projects. Disaster risk reduction training and capacity building will be done at the community level for persons in the agriculture sector and living in coastal areas. A Jamaican Path from Hills to Ocean project, which started last November, will complete several environmental assessments, studies, and designs. Government will complete 10 climate-smart interventions for the Ministry of Health and Wellness, develop early warning messages for 6 vulnerable groups, and train officers in specific agencies to use radar data and products. The government has set several targets for the Public Sector Transformation and Implementation Project for the 2022-23 financial year. Among them are to establish a location for the MyHR Plus and Shared Services teams and launch the pilot of the HR Shared Services and Internal Audit. Continuing simultaneously alongside these are key components of the Strategic Public Sector Transformation Project. These are aimed at strengthening public resource management to facilitate a more enabling environment for growth within the private sector.